Steve, did you find that a bit of a tough watch, and why, if you did?
Oh, I didn't find it a tough watch at all. It was a test match, and obviously the last couple of seconds was pretty tough to watch, but we've done that to plenty of sides ourselves, so sometimes you just got to take your own medicine and move on. But you know, we've chosen over the last 2 weeks to play two different sides, you know, and haven't had a lot of preparation time, so we knew that at times with the new stuff we're introducing that we were going to be a little off, and we were. But there's enough signs there to say that, you know, if we keep working away, get our timing better, get our execution better, then we're going to be able to hurt some teams. So we're not going to panic. We'll just take a big deep breath and keep moving.
Is it a good sign that some of the problems were easily fixable things, like just drop balls, that we probably wouldn't be like that again?
Look, we've dropped balls in the last 2 weeks, and sometimes that's just because we haven't got clarity of role. Sometimes we're allowing ourselves to get put into positions where we're getting pressured, so it's about our own foot speed into contact. And you know, that's the nature of the game. Like if you look back at history, particularly over our time anyway, the June series were always rusty. You know, we scramble away and scramble away. We don't play great rugby, and this is our June series. And we said that right from the beginning. The Investec trophy is not our main priority. The World Cup is, and then the Bledisloe. And we've had to find some things out, and we're finding them out, which is great. And you know, we're reasonably happy. Not so much with the performance, but we are happy with what we're seeing and where we know we can go. And I think that's the important thing.
Yep. Dewey, away you go. Kieran, draws always seem to evoke mixed emotions, but I guess the way it happened with a last-minute try, does that feel more of a loss than a draw for you tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you were out there and saw the reactions from the two sides, it's probably, you know, what it feels like. And when you come back to draw, it feels a lot better. So it's one of those things. Bounce the ball on the 80th minute, and you know, you draw the test match. So it's a mixed feeling, and we're a team that doesn't, you know, go out there to draw and lose. It's winning, so our shed's, you know, a little bit down, and that's naturally how it is. But as Steve said, basically we're about our performance and how we can improve that at this stage of the year, and there'll be plenty of things we can look at and positives to take from it.
Liam, at the back.
Steve or Ian, what's Brody's injury and how's he doing in the sheds at the moment?
Well, he's not in the shed. He's on his way to hospital, and he's dislocated his shoulder. Whether he's done whether he's fractured it as well, we don't know. So we'll just have to sit and wait. So once we know, we'll let you know.
Yep, Nige.
Steve, you talk about the rush. You had camps and that sort of thing as well. What is the one thing that you worked on, I guess, in those camps that probably frustrates you, that you would have thought maybe might have had a little bit more advancement in your game?
Look, you got to understand, when we have the camps, it's the middle of super season. It's a Monday, and you can't do anything physical. So if you can't do anything physical, you can't run around the park doing structures. It's not fair on them anyway, because they've got to go back and do their own structures within within their own team. So one-day camps are only really good for, you know, the mental side of your game, and talking about having the opportunity to talk as a group and getting yourself going in the direction you want to go in. And you know, you've got to be able to train the stuff that we're doing. And you know, as I said, we've got a plan. We're pretty reasonably happy with where we're going, and whilst I know a lot of people won't be happy with a lot of the mistakes, neither are we. But we're also seeing enough things in our game to get, you know, quietly excited. Not that we're showing too much of that excitement at the moment.
Yep, Dewey. Ian, just your initial assessment of the 10-15 combination between Richie and Bowden and how you felt it went?
Yeah, pretty good. I think there were some nice signs there. I think like we've referred to earlier, I think the first 40, it sort of looked a little bit like Argentina over again, didn't it? Like we looked like players weren't instinctively sort of getting into the shape that we really wanted them or making the decisions. But after a while I thought there was some nice patches in that third and fourth quarter that Richie and Bodie sort of got a few things organised. So, it's a work in progress.
Jamie, in the front.
Yeah, Kieran, that's now 2 losses and a draw out of the last 4 games here in Wellington. Are you finding it a difficult place to play it?
No, not really. It's we don't go off, I guess, past stats from our point of view. We just turn up and play whatever's in front of us. So yeah, I didn't know that, and it's disappointing that we've got those stats and something we have to work on in the future. But it's a tough one, as the guys have alluded to. We turn up and try and put our best performance that we can at that moment every time we come here. So we certainly enjoy the place and the fans and the support we get. It's awesome.
Steve, were you happy with what you saw from Sonny Bill Williams tonight?
We were happy. The key thing we asked him to be able to do was stay on there and injury-free, so he did that. And, a guy that hasn't played very much rugby at all is obviously going to be rusty. So I don't think we can get too judgmental about his rugby performance, but the fact his body held together was encouraging.
Melita in the front row here.
Steve, a comment on Frizzell performance tonight.
The who?
Shannon Frizzell.
Oh, Shannon Frizzell's. Yeah, pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. He was physical. He looked comfortable, carried well when he did carry, and defended well. So, pretty happy with Shannon.
In the front row here.
Steve, Matt Todd, please. He played the full 80, unless I'm mistaken. Any thoughts about his performance?
Yeah, well, Matty got a bang in the back, and I think that slowed him up a wee bit at times, but that came free as the game went on, and I thought he played pretty good. Yeah, he's been an unfortunate player in some respects. That he first made the All Blacks. We got called in as a backup for Richie in 2011, which is a long time ago, and I think that was his 19th test. So been behind Richie, then Sam Cane and Artie. But he's always been reliable, and he's always been a good performer every time he's put on the black jersey. And tonight was another example of that.
Steve, you're going to be culling your squad. When are you going to do that? And does Brody's injury mean that you're going to put that back at any point?
I won't put it back. It'll be on Wednesday. We'll name it.
Any last questions, or is that us? Done or done? Thank you.
Thank you.